in the shorts you've seen lately, I've been building this this Wraith axled 6x6, scratch building it. And of course you run into a few issues with different things. And first issue, I am going to have to follow the drive line. When these four wheels will work good. When the output comes to this, simple enough. It's a Wraith diff. You just pull the diff cover, pull the axles out, take the diff out, flip it, put it back in, and everything will be copacetic. Another issue I've found is trying to put a transmission in this. No matter which way I go, the links are in the way this way, and if I come to this side and flip it 180, there's not enough angle in these. So what I did find out is one of these Amazon transfer cases. What I need is a center output. Well, as you can see, this is either a mid or center input with a side output. Now we'll show you something neat. Maybe you did know, maybe you didn't know. If we take this apart, I've already taken two out because I've already done this once. This would be an input gear. These two are the same size. So if we remove this shaft and the bearings, and we remove this shaft and the bearings, put that bearing back in here. Oh, we got some kind of something that shouldn't be there. I'll put that bearing in there. Now if I take this shaft, which is the output shaft, and I put it in the middle, and I take this shaft and I put it in this size, which is a 1-to-1 ratio, and then this would be an underdrive. So we put the bearings back on the shafts. I'm trying not to cover it up with my coat. I'll just put one screw in it for now, but I'll show you what we came up with. Okay, now when I put this in the truck, I can have a 1-to-1 ratio transfer case, or if I hook the forward motor mount to this, I will have an underdrive transfer case. So I can go 1-to-1 or underdrive. Yes, underdrive would give me more torque. And then I have a center output transfer case with an input on this side or an input on this side. And this is not mounted yet. This is a TGH forward motor mount, which we'll gonna have to use. Unfortunately, I didn't want to, and I really absolutely hate the planetary transmissions sold by Amazon, and I'm sure other places, Temu and whoever, but I hate those transmissions. So TGH is a pretty good brand. This is not mounted to the truck. I'm gonna have to either make mounts or see if TGH makes mounts for an SCX-10 frame rail. But then I can go from here to here, or from here over to here, depending on which ratio I want. But it solves my driveline problem. That's one problem solved, because you can take that apart and swap that. Solves that problem. This problem back here is solved by an easy flip, and it creates one other issue, which is mounting this TGH motor mount. that I bought at a swap meet, because they're pretty expensive. Oh, you didn't get to see, here is the mounts for the body for the cab. Kind of works out nice since this is not getting a bed on it. Just hooks over the back, drops in the front, nice and simple. Added a bumper to it. Waiting on a few parts delivery today. And stay tuned, this is going to get a VXL system in it. Nothing fancy, just a waterproof system, because it is January here in Northeast. We've got snow on the ground, we've got a snowstorm coming. I'd really like to get this out and play in the storm we have coming, so it's got to be waterproof. One other issue I did find, which was a minor one, which was my steering. The servo horn I used on this steers great to the one side, hits the diff housing on the other side, so I just got to put a an offset servo horn on it. And I noticed, typical with Wraith axles, you get a little flop in the servo mount. Now I do have an aluminum mount down here that goes on the axle that the servo mount bolts to. I will be swapping that out as well. Stay tuned for the next episode, and hopefully by then we'll have it running and driving, and you can see how this random idea works, as opposed to, you know, the Amazon. Well, here, we didn't even talk about this one. This is just the $259 Amazon 6x6. Does not come with wheels, tires, electronics, body, or anything like that. Now I'll show you some upgrades I did to this one. I don't know why I always say we. It's just me. I'll show you how I mounted the body on this one. This is a Proline. Oh, speaking of, that is a Proline cliffhanger body, just the cab. Works good. This mounting worked as well. This is a Proline F350. Mounted very similar. Did SCX-10-2 side plates, SCX-10-3 battery tray, and some motor mounts or body mounts off the back here. So you do the rear pin and the front pin. And because these Amazon trucks are based off of 10-1s, they have the flat-sided body posts, which if you take 10-2 body posts and put them in a belt sander and flat side them, they drop right in. This truck works very well. We did have one failure. A buddy of mine was drifting it, and it threw a pin in the drive shaft. One of these pins that goes through the brass center section disappeared. I put a roll pin in that one, but he did replace the drive shaft and got her back up and running. Like I said, they don't come with wheels, tires. They're pretty fun trucks, and I bought this one to throw axles underneath it, but I enjoy it too much. It's a pretty decent crawler for the money, and it prompted me to build this one. Similar design, but a lot of different parts. But this out of the box for $259. All the red aluminum, including the servo horn, all comes with it. You got to add a servo receiver. I chose a Dynamite Taser Twin 3000 kV. The only downfall of that is it's not waterproof, and it only runs on 2S. But the 6x6s are fun, believe it or not. This truck handles better and climbs better than the TRX-6, which you've seen in other videos. So stay tuned for some more upgrades on this one, and working the bugs out on this one, which you may not think is much, but when you got center axle pumpkins versus Wraith axles, which are offset pumpkins, it kind of throws a big mess into everything. And the Wraith axles have much wider mounting position. So stay tuned, and we'll put these head to head. Thank you. Bye.